Hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. I come today with information that I feel will support you on your path and in your awakening. Before I get into that, I want to let you know that I do have promo running right now for follow-up sessions. If you've been looking to get into the Akashic with me again, now would be a good time to do so. And visiting me regularly helps me stay in coherence with your soul journey and soul path, and helps me stay in resonance with your field energetically. And all of those things are important for the experience. I also want to talk about, before I get into it, the deck that I'm making, the cards that I'm making. I am working on it. There's a lot of progression happening. I basically have all of the artwork done and all the writing done. But I'm realizing now that it will likely need to be both a physical and a non-physical experience. And, maybe the non-physical will be more for the students. Maybe the physical would be more for the teachers. But the non-physical version of it is going to help me remove the limitations. So really what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to create something that will allow you to go into and experience your Akashic records every single day. To get a reading every single day and to kind of create a blueprint for alignment within your soul journey individually. So that will be coming. So in this video, I was asked to talk about the importance of meditation and to talk about my own experiences with meditation and kind of, how I got over a lot of the humps that's, so many that I see in session have a hard time getting over. When we're meditating, we're often struggling with the mind. We're trying to quiet the mind. We're trying to change the mind. We're trying to, dictate how the mind engages with the experience. And we're not, that's not necessarily, at least in my opinion, what we're supposed to be doing in meditation. I believe that we're supposed to use the mind. We're supposed to utilize the mind as a tool. And if we try to put it in the back seat, it doesn't really like that and understand that role. So in my awakening experience, I struggled with the idea of stilling the mind probably for 11 years until Cryon helped me kind of change my approach. And as soon as I changed my approach, I started getting all the immersion that I'm talking about all the time. I started encountering masters and angels in different aspects of creation that were meant to be informative and constructive for me and encouraging, as the path continued for me. So I'm going to go into a few different types of meditations, and some of them I would implement into an everyday routine. Some of them I would just do once in a while, but let's start here. If you are not an active meditator, if you're not someone who prioritizes going into your inner world, I would, if anything, wake up in the morning and state to my inner world, "Dear universe, show me." The process for communicating or expressing or sharing intention with your inner world goes a long way, because you do have spiritual pieces and parts right now that are trying to figure out what their job and what their role is. So when you are consciously speaking to the inner world, you're informing them and instructing them about what their duties are. You empower them and encourage them to open up pathways that were dormant for them. You help them reframe their position within the experience, and you allow them to connect with the other spiritual pieces and parts who were in separation just like they were, so that they can start to remember their unity relationships. There are relationships between the parts. If you are unconscious and only engaging in the external, those pieces and parts have very little incentive to engage in these unity processes that have been dormant for a long time. So going into the inner world in general is important. And if you're not meditating, dear universe, show me what I need to see, and that will take you a very, very long way. One type of meditation that you want to consider are called mastery simulations. And these are, to me, the most fun kinds of meditations. And I'll do these types of meditations just for fun, not even for like the spiritual gain from it. And I'll remind you before I talk about these things, when you go into your inner world, your pieces and parts don't understand the difference between what is real and happening in reality versus what is an illusion or what is perceived as being pretend or inconsequential. Those things about it are silly too. Everything that you observe and create in your inner world is much more real than what you observe in the illusion around you. And when you engage in things like mastery simulations, you're empowering your pieces and parts to not adhere to limitation. So in a mastery simulation, you go into your inner world and you start doing things that are impossible, basically. You will move a mountain just with your focused thought. You will heal somebody that's sick with your pure intention. You will see a poor man on the street and you will give him everything in your pocket unconditionally because you see him and you see, the real version of him, not the character that he's playing and pretending to be. So mastery simulation for me, I usually defer to Master Jesus and start acting and role-playing and simulating that I am having an influence and taking the approach of being of service and loving unconditionally. And when we do things that are impossible in our inner world, we're rewriting the script for what our unconscious pieces and parts believe are possible or not. Another active meditation that you might want to consider is what is called the heartbeat meditation. This is a kind of meditation that honestly deserves its own full-length video just because of how profound and significant and instant the results can be. But I'll talk about it like this. Heartbeat meditations are about sensory deprivation. You are forcing your viewpoint to be directed into your inner world because you're depriving yourself of your external senses. And a heartbeat meditation, I like to do this in the bathtub because I can kind of submerge my head in water, and then it's very easy to observe the heart beating, and that you'll even start noticing the rocking and the movement of the body as the fluid pumps through it. In a heartbeat meditation, go into your inner world, silence all of your other senses that engage with the external, find your heart beating. And when you find your heart beating, you want to just observe the heart pumping. And what you're meant to realize in this experience is that you're not in control of it. And that there's a force that is pumping and moving the heart and facilitating the life that you've been given. It can stop at any moment. It can come and go. We're not in control of it. And we understand through the heartbeat meditation that our Creator does want us to be here and is accommodating the time that we're spending here. Another form of meditation that might be fun for you, and I haven't done this in a long time, I might do it again, but it is pretty fun with the results that you get, and it does give you something very specific to focus on. This is a meditation called candle watching. You want to sit in a dark room. You want to have a little bit of a flickering candle going. You don't want to stare right at the candle. You want to look at the little glow that's happening on the edge of the candle, on the edge of the flame. And when you do this, you want to observe the candle flickering for about 10 to 15 minutes. After that 10 to 15 minutes has gone, you want to put the candle out. You want to lay back, you want to go into your inner world, and you're going to notice that there's a little imprint left by the candle, left by the burning flame. Your focus at that point should be to hold your focus on the imprint, which you will notice when you put your vision on it is going to start trying to run away from your vision. So you've got to focus your intention. You've got to train yourself to keep the imprint of the flame in the vision so that you can lock onto it. And when you hold your awareness on the flame, you start to get that immersion. You start to open up the space dimensionally, going from 2D to 5D, and you start to get colors and sounds and all kinds of stuff. Be patient with the candle technique, but it is very effective and it is very fun. Another form of active meditation that you might consider is what is called chakra toning. Chakra toning is very interactive, and it does require you to use your voice, either projecting externally or humming within yourself. So a chakra meditation will look like this. And honestly, this should be part of our fundamentals. This should be part of our everyday routines and disciplines in regards to upkeeping our field energetically and vibrationally. So chakra toning is this: go into your inner world, bring your awareness to one of your individual energy centers. It doesn't have to be the chakra, it can be the light body, it can be, other pieces and parts of you. We have a lot more energy centers just than the ones that we observe going up and down the column. So chakra toning, bring the root chakra into your awareness, hum at it. Hum. Om. So as you are humming at the chakra, you want to envision it spinning counterclockwise and kind of like correcting itself. This will help it shed some of the density that it's carrying, but also the energy center itself is going to feel very special and important and empowered because you gave it individual attention. They do crave that. They do want that. All of the energy centers that you have are very childlike in their nature, and they see you as the divine authority who's, taking care of them. Another kind of active meditation that you might consider is a vortex meditation. This is a meditation that is going to be very clearing and very healing for your field energetically, but is also going to help you keep engaged and, stay in orientation in the body. So in a vortex meditation, I will be sitting up and down, and I'll kind of just let my body naturally engage with this flow of motion. And what we don't see is, if you have your third eye open, you'll see a field of energy that starts whirling and starts swirling around you. And you will see pieces and parts of density being flushed from your field or ejected from the field because of that motion. Another kind of meditation you might want to consider is mirror gazing. I went through a phase where I did a lot of mirror work. I haven't done it a long time, but I know that it is a lot of fun. And I know that sometimes the results that you'll get will be pretty surprising. You should be utilizing the mirror for a variety of different spiritual processes, not just meditation. But one of those things that we can use the mirror for: gazing in the mirror, holding eye contact with our physical body, expressing to the body that we love it. You can also alter your perception and state of consciousness by engaging in and observing the mirror. You can observe the mirror and you can ask the mirror, show me what I looked like in a past life. And if you have reached the right state of consciousness, you'll start to have the reality around you, or the reality that you see in the mirror, bend and move and shape itself according to what your intention was. And the last one that I'll talk about is called the fire meditation. Very different than the candle washing meditation. The fire meditation is about quantum reflection. It's about contemplating, something that you might have participated in a lot of times in your human experience. The fire meditation: build a fire and go and sit in front of it. There's a natural, calming, recalibrating influence that takes place when we're engaging and even just observing fire casually. But the point of the meditation for the fire meditation is not to just observe casually, but it is to quantum reflect. It is to think about and to consider, how many places in time have I sat in front of a fire for warmth or for comfort? How many different bodies have I occupied when I've been lighting a fire and sitting in front of it looking at the stars? We can use fire meditations or something that maybe we share in common with our ancestors and elders and other versions of us. These are things that can be used to bring coherence with the selves, meaning the versions of you that are scattered all over space and time, who are contributing to this now moment, and we don't often realize it. Coherence with the selves goes a long way. And if you feel an absolute necessity for stilling the mind, and this is something that you want to practice and master, I would think about using what's called the dripping water meditation. You just have every 30 seconds to a minute, a drip of water hitting another body of water, and this is going to help you catch the mind wandering. So you start your meditation, you're in the flow state, you find the center, then you start thinking about something that happened at work. The water drops, get you right back here, until you've trained yourself to stay on that straight and narrow, and you've created a situation where you can kind of bottle the conscious mind and help it excuse itself from the duties of the third dimension and the worries of the third dimension, really. Alrighty, I think I will call it good at that. If you have any interest in the sessions that I offer and the things that I do here, you can find information about that in the description below. I will see you very soon. Goodbye.